You're listening to Planet Green Juice. The call number is 1-347-326-9626, and we have a very exciting show. I know on the line is our special guest, Stuart Friedman, arguing before the Court of Appeals on Tuesday, and one of the smartest lawyers I know. But before we get to him, Stuart, I know you're there. Just hold on. I was told by the producer it would be okay if we went to the news with Rick. Before we got there, without further ado, Rick Thompson with the news.
I kind of missed that little intro you used to do for a while. That was kind of cool.
I'll get that back.
All right. Well, listen, this is the news. It is August 8th, 2013. And to inform you, a secretive U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration unit is funneling information from intelligence intercepts, from wiretaps, informants, and a massive database of telephone records across the nation to help them launch criminal investigations of Americans. Although these cases rarely involve national security issues, documents reviewed by the Reuters news organization show that law enforcement agents have been directed to conceal how such investigations truly begin, not only concealing them from defense lawyers, but also sometimes from prosecutors and judges. The undated documents show that federal agents are trained to recreate the investigative trail to effectively cover up where the informant originated, a practice that some experts say violates a defendant's constitutional right to a fair trial. If defendants don't know how an investigation began, they cannot know how to ask to review potential sources of exculpatory evidence, information that could reveal entrapment, mistakes, or biased witnesses. Quote, "I have never heard anything like this at all," unquote, said Nancy Gertner, a Harvard Law School professor who served as a federal judge from 1994 to 2011. And our guest Holding has a little bit of experience in that, too, since I think they recreated a mystery novel starting from the back chapter and moved forward, as he described it on Tuesday. Support for legalizing marijuana for recreational and medical use is growing nationwide, but a recent Gallup survey found this shift has not correlated with an increase in reported use of marijuana. In a poll of 972 national adults conducted in July, 38% reported having tried marijuana, which is a small increase from 34% in 99 and 33% in 85. The poll had a margin of error of 4 percentage points, but among the respondents, 7% admitted to currently using marijuana, and 13% of liberals reported currently using marijuana. 49% said they'd tried it at some point. Among conservatives, only 2% said they currently use marijuana, perhaps why they're conservatives, and 32% admitted having used it in the past.
They've always lied.
I think 2% is a pretty low number for any representative group of Americans. Earlier this year, support for marijuana legalization reached a high point when polls showed a majority of Americans were in favor of turning away from federal law, which currently considers marijuana a Schedule I controlled substance. Just weeks after a Pew Research Center found 52% of Americans were in favor of legalizing marijuana use, a Huffington Post YouGov poll found that 51% believe marijuana should be legalized, taxed, and regulated like alcohol. In a Fox News poll released in May, 85% of respondents, 85% said they favored allowing marijuana use if it was prescribed by a physician. And on a lighter note, the Mexican Army says it's discovered a huge field with mature marijuana in the northern state of Baja, California. Soldiers were patrolling an area when they found the plantation. It measures 300 acres, was underground under a big black tarp, and was surrounded by a hedge of cacti. It is the largest marijuana plantation ever found in Mexico, which really should be saying something. They say it would have yielded a harvest worth about $160 million. And, of course, the Mexican Army spokesman said it was unsure who owned the territory. Well, that's really not a problem we have in America, is it? We know where every single inch of ground is owned. And, of course, the Mexican Army has led the war on drug gangs launched by President Felipe Calderón in December of 2006. Although that's all of the standard news we have, I would like to just report as a news item, Ypsilanti City today issued a 60-day suspension to a license from a medical marijuana distribution center there because on an investigation and a search of the premises, they found an ashtray containing 2 marijuana roaches, allegedly. And I just think that's a ridiculous penalty.
Now we're reverting back to John Sinclair, aren't we?
I think we certainly are. 10 for 2. 10 for 2. And, guys, that's the news. It's August 8th, 2013, and let's get...